Ito ang 106.3 Dance Radio. Dance Radio.
Prepare yourself.
Ang silid-aralan sa radyo, hatid namin ay makabagong paraan ng pagtuturo at kalaman. Mapaumaga, tanghali o hapon man yan, ang istasyong magbibigay impormasyon kahit saan man.
For something big.
Alright, here we go.
106.3 Dance Radio. Doña Aurora National High School, Santa Rita, Aurora, Isabela.
This
106.3 DWDR FM. Facts and information. Today's learning for you normal with capable teachers whose heart and soul are divine. Delivered knowledge inside your home through 106.3 Dance Radio. Fully dedicated to serve the public in tribute to education, reproduce of radio-based instruction. We are pleased to deliver the utmost aim of education. Only here on 106.3 TWDR-FM.
Alright, 1 to 3 na ang klase natin.
Hello everyone and good afternoon. Thank be to God for it's a lovely Wednesday afternoon. This is Teacher Dennis sending my special greetings to all our grade 7, tama ba ko?
Yes.
Grade 7 learners. With me are my fellow English 7 mentors, Teacher Geraldine Munar, Teacher Jane Arlene, and Tapawan, and Teacher Nina Jenny C. Guillermo, who are extending also their regards to all their students. Please say hello, my dear teachers.
Hello, good afternoon everyone, especially to my 7 Sining and 7 Kultura. Stay tuned, learners!
Happy Wednesday afternoon to all grade 7 SSC and SPJ learners. Hello, good afternoon grade 7 learners. Special greetings to my advisory class, 7 Jacinto, and also to 7 Lapu-Lapu and 7 Del Pilor. Please stay tuned until the end of this episode. So, be happy while listening and watching. Yes!
Okay, I would like also to greet.
Di ba?
Okay na sana.
Ang bag ko na yun eh.
I would like also to greet our officer in charge, Dr. Rodrigo B. Pascua, our head teacher, Ma'am Ophelia Estraluchin, and of course our dear friends, the English Learning Area Angels. Good morning, good afternoon to all of you. Ayan ang
Okay lang
sabi.
yun. Good morning, Sir Dennis.
Thank you, Sir Dennis. Today, you're going to listen to your first RBI lesson for the 3rd quarter, which is about appropriate use of oral language, stance, and behavior. As you listen, you should be able to familiarize yourselves with the functions of oral language, stance, and behavior when giving information or instructions, making explanations, and narrating events. This lesson prepares you in responding to the challenge of speaking in group and in public. As you develop your communication skills, you prepare for a future in which you will enjoy greater success. Yes, Ma'am Ninia.
Yes, Ma'am Jorlyn. So for those who are following us via...
Microphone, Maricoy.
Sorry!
Excited siyang magsalita.
Yes! So for those who are following us via our Facebook live stream, don't forget to comment in our chat box. #oral language. And may we also encourage all those who are with us today to please share this live streaming so that many learners and listeners will benefit or learn something from our simple discussion today. So click share. Okay, thank you for sharing.
Okay, thank you, Ma'am Ninia. Before we proceed with our RBI lesson, let's have a quick review of our past lessons last quarter. What are the lessons that we have discussed last quarter? Comment in our chat box your answers, dear learners. Do you still remember our past lessons?
Okay, according to Precious Casey from 7 Newton, oral language. Ah?
Yung hashtag yun, Ma'am
Ay,
Jane. Excited si Ma'am Jane.
Inumpisahan kasi ni Marining niya. Sorry.
Okay, ma'am. According to Perlarita. Yes, okay. She said, learning strategies for week 1 and for week 2, the use of search engines.
Okay, very good. Thank you for your answer, Miss Acupido.
Yan, okay. Ma'am Ninya?
Yes, so for quarter 2, shift 2, week 1, we discussed about listening strategies and its type. We define listening strategies as techniques which contribute directly to the comprehension and recall of a listening input. We also talk about the 2 types of listening strategies, namely top-down and bottom-up listening strategy.
Yes, you're right, Teacher Ninya. While on our quarter 2 shift to week 2, we discuss about search engines. A search engine is a web-based tool that is used by people to locate information on the internet. It is a website where users can search almost anything under the sun. We also talk about the 6 most used search engines, namely, number 1 is the Internet Explorer, number 2, Bing or Microsoft Bing, number 3, Yahoo, number 4, Google, number 5, Google Chrome, and number 6, Yandex. Ma'am Jorlene?
Okay, very well said, Teacher Dennis. During our quarter 2 shift to week 3, we talked about summarizing key information. Summarizing was defined as putting the main ideas of a certain text into your own words, including only the big picture or the main ideas, while key information was defined as important pieces of evidence, reasons, examples, and explanations that support the main idea. We also talked about summarizing strategies, important guidelines in summarizing strategies. How about our last lesson for quarter 2, Teacher Jane?
Yes, Teacher Jarlene. Our 4th week lesson last quarter 2 was about linear and non-linear text. Yes, we define linear text as traditional text that requires to be read from the beginning up to the end, while non-linear text was defined as text that does not need to be read from the beginning to end because it is a combination of text and visual elements.
Thank you, dear teachers. I am sure that our dear learners learned a lot from our discussions during the quarter 2 shift 2. Now, dear learners, get your learning module for quarter 3 week 1 titled Appropriate Use of Oral Language, Stance and Behavior, and your writing materials. And now, here is your RBI lesson for today. Enjoy listening!
Dance Radio, siniparalan sa radyo, atid namin makabago, paraan ang pagtuturo.
Wala nang makakapigil pa. Sulong Arangkada 106.3 Dance Radio sa Aurora, Isabela.
Edukasyo'y susulong, basta't magtulong-tulong, sulong edukalidad. Dance Radio, learning is amazing.
language,
grammar, and literature,
a program that will develop your vocabulary.
Comprehension.
critical and analytical skills.
This is the English Learning Area. Only here on 106.3, the WDRFM Dance Radio.
For learning is amazing.
Good morning, our dear listeners, especially the grade 7 students of Doña Aurora National High School. This is your school on the air, and it's English time. We are happy to be with you today, dear learners. You can tune in every day in our station 106.3, the WDRFM Dance Radio. I am your host and technical specialist, Teacher Michael John M. Tumula.
Wow!
Today, we are going to talk about the appropriate use of oral language, stance, and behavior in various ways. This will surely help you express yourself clearly and communicate effectively with the people around you. How have you been lately? I hope you are doing well and safe. Cheer up as another session starts with new things to learn. Are you all ready for takeoff?
Yes, sir!
That's nice to hear. Without further ado, let me introduce to you your amazing radio teacher, Teacher Catherine S. Ordinario. Have a great time!
Hello! I am your radio teacher for today, Teacher Catherine S. Ordinario. Wishing all grade 7 learners another exciting and productive quarter. I hope you are ready for the first lesson for the third quarter with aspiration and vigor.
Alright!
This morning, we are going to discuss the appropriate use of oral language, stance, and behavior when giving information or instructions, making explanations and narrating events in factual and personal recounts. To attain this, you should be able to identify the functions of oral language, stance, and behavior in oral communication situations. This can be done by clearly expressing messages about life's challenges and surprises and writing a personal or reflective essay about creating a better life. Are you holding your learning activity sheets now?
Yes, ma'am!
That's good! Remember, the title of your learning activity sheets is Appropriate Use of Oral Language, Stance, and Behavior. Let's begin with our discussion by listening attentively to this dialogue between Frederick and Ferrybell. This dialogue illustrates a simple communication situation. As you listen, take note of the tools used by them to communicate with each other.
Yes, ma'am! Hello, Ferrybell. I'm glad to see you.
Oh, hello there, Frederick.
How are you?
Well, I'm fine, thanks.
That's great! But you seem sad looking at Sarah Geronimo's poster. Is there something that's bothering you?
I missed Sarah's concert. I wish I could watch it again.
I have here a link of Sarah Geronimo's virtual concert. I know she's your favorite. Do you want to have a copy of it?
Yes! I've been waiting to see it.
I am sure you will enjoy watching it.
Thank you for sharing it. I'm so excited to watch it at home.
You're welcome. I'll go ahead. Goodbye.
Bye!
Did you enjoy listening to the dialogue?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, let's find out how well you have listened to the dialogue. How do you think did Frederick and Ferrybell greet each other?
They greeted each other by uttering words or expressions like hello and how are you?
That's right. How else?
They used facial expressions like smiling, ma'am.
Very nice. Do you still have something to say?
Yes, ma'am. They used hand signals like waving or thumbs up for greeting.
Wow! It amazes me that you have a vivid imagination of the scene in the dialogue. Now, what tools did they use to communicate with each other?
Ferrybell and Frederick communicated with each other through language, voice and bodily actions or gestures, ma'am.
Precisely! They are called oral language, stance, and behavior, which are representations of your thoughts and feelings. Also, these tools communicate your ideas. Now, how do you define oral language?
Oral language is the system through which we use spoken words to express knowledge, ideas, and feelings, ma'am.
Exactly! Oral language is the most frequently used structured medium of communication. It is speaking which you must develop along with listening, reading, writing, and viewing skills. An effective oral language must be clear, direct, and conversational. To hold the attention and maintain the interest of your listeners, your language should meet their needs and expectations.
Wow!
How about stance and behavior?
Stance, together with behavior, is conveying a message not through voice or words, but through bodily postures and actions, ma'am.
Very good! When you speak, you probably accompany your words with an action which is a result of muscular activity. Your posture and bodily gestures influence how your listeners understand your message when you are speaking. So, you have to stand with confidence.
All right.
Use relevant gestures at the right time. Is that clear, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Very well. Before we proceed with the discussion of our lesson, let's have a short break.
Do you encounter problems in accomplishing the different activities in your modules or learning activity sheets?
Worry no more because your teachers are always ready to guide and assist you. You can send your questions or clarifications in two easy ways. 1. Call or text, and 2. Private message. So easy, right? Remember, at Doña Aurora National High School, we make amazing things possible.
This reminder is brought to you by Doña Aurora National High School and this station.
I'm back! We all know that aside from speech content, delivery is also essential in effective communication. When you deliver a speech, you send messages to your listeners even before you open your mouth to say the first word. Your body talks before, during, and after the speech. Therefore, you have to make sure that your bodily action enhances the meanings you communicate through words. In the first place, my dear learners, why do you usually speak?
I am an active member of a democratic society who should be able to speak for myself and even for others, ma'am.
So heartwarming. Who else can give an answer?
I speak to express my ideas and to know the ideas of others as well, ma'am.
Excellent remark. Any more?
I need to speak to avoid any communication gap which may lead to misunderstanding or problems, ma'am.
Your answers are great. You always speak with a definite purpose in mind. Therefore, it is the purpose that determines the kind of speech you will give on a particular occasion that requires it. You should master your speech in every speaking situation you are in. You can only do this by using appropriate oral language, stance, and behavior as important tools in effective speech delivery. What do you think are some of these speaking or communication situations?
These are giving information or instructions, making explanations, and narrating events, ma'am.
That's correct. Let's tackle the first situation. When do you usually give information or instructions?
Giving information or instructions is used when you want to clarify a process or demonstrate procedures, ma'am.
Nice one! Clear and concise instructions should be given to avoid failure of following due to misunderstanding. Examples of this situation are the following. Number 1. A teacher discusses the process of online enrollment. Number 2. Chef Boy Logro shows a step-by-step cooking guide on TV. And number 3. A vlogger tells about staying healthy during quarantine. How about the second one? Making explanations. When do you usually do it?
Making explanations is used to describe a set of facts, clarifying the causes, context, and consequences of those facts, ma'am.
Awesome! An explanation gives useful information. It provides contexts and insights which can be used to improve things in the future. Examples of this situation are the following. Number 1. A youth leader explains about a Reach Out program. Number 2. DOH Undersecretary and Spokesperson Maria Rosario Vergere gives details about COVID-19 pandemic. And number 3. Educators teach students how to cope with the challenges of the new learning style. How about the third one? Narrating events. When is it used?
Narrating events is used when you want to create or tell a story where you can express your feelings, ma'am.
Extremely good! Storytelling is a way of bridging reality from fantasy. It develops your imagination. The stories you tell can teach values and help explain emotions. Examples of this situation are the following. Number 1. A student narrates a worthwhile quarantine experience. Number 2. Cara David shows a documentary on the leadership of President Rodrigo Duterte. And number 3. The World Health Organization recounts the secret to the successful COVID-19 response of Vietnam. That ends the discussion of our lesson for today. I think we have covered everything that we needed to discuss. We'll be back to wrap things up after this infomercial.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, ma'am. I have just finished accomplishing the task found in my module. How can I send you my outputs for checking and feedbacking?
Oh, that's a nice question. There are actually 3 ways for a student like you to submit your outputs. 1. It could be via online. That is, if you are capable to connect online. You can just upload your outputs in your Google Classroom, or you can take pictures and send them through your group chat or messenger account.
Ma'am, how about if we do not have internet connection?
If you do not have internet connection, you can submit your accomplished tasks in 2 ways. 1. You can ask your parents to submit your outputs in the designated drop-off center. 2. You can save your outputs if you have available flash drive, CD, or DVD at home, and submit it in the designated drop-off center in your respective barangay.
Wow! It's nice to know that there are varied ways on how we can submit our accomplished task.
Always remember, for submission of outputs, you can do it via online, offline, or physical submission. Because at Dance, we make amazing things possible.
I'm back! Once again, what is the title of your learning activity sheets?
It's Appropriate Use of Oral Language, Stance and Behavior, ma'am.
Correct! How are oral language, stance, and behavior called?
They are tools in oral communication situations, ma'am.
Very good! What are the communication situations where you should apply these tools appropriately?
These can be applied when giving information or instructions, making explanations, and narrating events in factual or personal recounts, ma'am.
Excellent! This time, to check your understanding of today's lesson, answer the following activities. You may do so after this broadcast. Please turn your learning activity sheets on page 5. You can find there exercise number 1 titled LCL, that stands for Life Challenges Lesson.
Wow!
We are all aware that your life's journey will never be easy. You have to meet and overcome inevitable challenges for you to understand the world and the purpose of your existence. This will help and guide you along the way. In this activity, you are given a diagram where you will write the following. First, the meaning of life. Second, the most difficult challenge that you have experienced in life. And third, the lesson you have learned from this challenge. Explain also how your perception, belief, and understanding of life help you become more determined and courageous to face all the tests of time. For example, first, as a young person, you may simply define life as the ability to grow and change, or the period of time when a person is alive. Second, because of the pandemic, you have been suffering from anxiety and depression from school closures, being in the house with family members only, and not getting to see friends and peers. And third, life is a gift which must be appreciated because everything can end tomorrow. This time, for exercise number 2, titled Deal With It, which is found on page 6, you can see an image of a national road during the enhanced community quarantine declared by President Rodrigo Duterte last year. This quarantine period brought great changes in our lives. Your task is to answer the 5 questions found below the images. You should provide answers that are brief but sensible. Let's continue with exercise number 3 titled My Story on page 7. Your task is to write a personal or a reflective essay that expresses your thoughts, feelings, and aspirations about broadening horizons to create a better life. Make sure that your essay is composed of 250 to 300 words with 3 parts. First, the introduction with 2 or more sentences that will hook the interest of your reader. Second, the body with supporting sentences that explain and prove your topic sentence. And third, the conclusion with 3 or more sentences that summarize and strengthen your essay. After working on the different exercises, complete this statement. I have learned in this activity. This serves as your reflection, which is a manifestation of your understanding of our lesson today. In addition, you have to answer honestly the validating questions written on a separate bond paper. It's already time to end our session this morning. I have such a nice time spent with you. I am always happy to hear from you. I value your feedback, so let me know what you think. Just call me up or send me a message if there is anything else that I can do for you. Till next time, goodbye!
Thank you very much, Teacher Kathy, and also to our dear learners for spending another lovely day with us. May your new learning today nourish your minds just like food nourishes your bodies. Always remember, every day is a blessing from God. You can do many things to live a better life. A million thanks also to the mind behind this radio broadcast. Our script writer, Teacher Annabel C. Acopido. Hats off to you, ma'am. I would like also to acknowledge the language editor, Teacher Jonah A. Budwan.
Wow!
The content evaluator, Teacher Ophelia Esreltin, the Head Teacher 5 of English Learning Area. And the technical specialist, yours truly. Thank you very much. God bless everyone. Until next time, goodbye!
Language,
Grammar and literature.
a program that will develop your vocabulary.
Comprehension. Critical and analytical skills.
This is the English Learning Area. Only here on 106.3, the WDRFM Dance Radio.
Dance Radio for learning is amazing.
Dance Radio, siniparalan sa radyo, atid namin makabago, paraan ang pagtuturo.
Wala nang makakapigil pa. Sulong Arangkada 106.3 Dance Radio sa Aurora, Isabela.
Edukasyo'y susulong, basta na magtulong-tulong, sulong edukalidad. Dance Radio, learning is amazing.
just heard your English 7 RBI lesson for Quarter 3, Week 1, which is appropriate use of oral language, stance, and behavior. And before we start, let me read to you the flow of the discussion today, my dear learners. Teacher Dennis will do the preliminaries for the new lesson. Teacher Jane Arlene will discuss the characteristics of effective oral language. Teacher Nina will discuss the stance and behavior, while Teacher Dennis and I will discuss the body languages and assessment.
And to start with our discussion for today, let's have first an activity called Guess Me. Ayan, alam nyo na ibig sabihin yan, ha? Magiging Madam Auring kayo ngayon. You need to guess the word by using the clues given. The learner who will give the correct answer will be getting a, guess what?
A 20 peso load and an additional points
to their subject teacher.
Okay.
Yan, galing naman ng ating napaka-pan naman natin. Don't forget to type your answer on our chat box, or you may text your answer to 0975 2394360. Again, 0975 2394360. Let's have the first one. Clue. Ito may mga clues tayo bibigay tayo, ha? Okay. First, it is a 5-letter word. Okay, a 5-letter word.
5-letter word.
Yan. Bilangin niyo na. Go, type na!
Type na ang sagot.
Okay, yan. Next, it ends with letter H. H. Letter H. Letter H. Yan, okay. Baka mamaya pasitahin tayo ng LTFRB dito. It is an oval-shaped cavity inside the skull. O, may H siya, ha? Tapos oval-shaped pa siya. Yan. Next. And the main function of it is for speaking and eating. Ayan. Ayan na. So, ang sagot ay?
I think.
Ayan, o.
I think alam na nilang sagot.
Oh, ito, may sagot. Ayan.
Go.
Sagot niya. May sagot na. Sabi ito, sir, tit ba? Tit?
Ba't nag-stop?
5-letter word. Ends with letter
H.
H.
Yes.
Ayan.
Math.
Isa pa, meron pa.
Math.
Si Jamaica Pasilyaw.
Silyaw.
Sagot niya, 75. Bakit ang laki? Palitin mo naman masyado.
75. Ano ka ba?
Sabi niya, oh. Totoo naman, oh.
The main function. Doon tayo sa main functions of it is for speaking and eating.
Ginagamit daw sa pagsasalita.
Ditit daw nga.
Ditit.
Ay, sir, mali ako. Sabi niya, tut pala.
Ala, nag-stop naman na yung ano.
Okay, yan. Ang tamang sagot, ma'am, ay?
Ma.
SPJ.
Wow, very good.
Ayan.
Thank you for listening, anak.
Aslin. It's Aslin Timoteo.
Okay, Aslin.
Jamaica Pasilyaw. Sayang, oh.
Ano?
75 nga sagot niya. 75. Sayang, anak. Kung ginawa mo sa 758, panalo ka na. Ayun, kulang eh. Sige.
Advanced na, sir. Baka nasa mathematical problem.
Yes.
Kaya nga. Ay, wala. Okay, sige.
Okay, very good. Yan, nakita nyo na ang answers, mouth. Congratulations, Aslin Timoteo. Do you know that actually mga anak ha, do you know that in human anatomy, the mouth is the first portion of the elementary canal that receives high school and secondary that receives food and produce saliva. Alam mo yung saliva? Leway. It's leway.
Saliva, lawa.
Leway, ha? Oh, English siya. The oral mucosa. Iba yun, tama? Mucosa, ilaway. Is the mucous membrane epithelium lining the inside of the mouth. In addition to its primary role as the beginning of the digestive system, in humans, the mouth also plays a significant role in communication. While primary aspect of the voice are produced in the throat, the tongue, lips, and jaw are also needed to produce the range of sound included in speech. O, diba?
So kaya pala, sir, kahit maghapon tayong nagsasalita or hindi umiinom ng tubig as if may lubricant pa rin sa loob ng ating
Pero ma'am, di ba parang
mouth.
natutiyo din siya pag ano?
Oo, yun lang.
Sobrang pagsasalita.
See?
Subukan magsalita
Ano
sa
yung sabi
katabi
niya?
mo. Diba? Subukan magsalita sa katabi mo. Mawawalan ka ng tubig, basang-basa siya.
How many liter?
Pahinga ka naman daw siguro
Joke lang.
Ayan. Bunganga mo.
Ayan. Okay. So, you also know that our mouth produces 1 liter of saliva. 1 ha? 1 liter of saliva per day.
1 liter. Ay, ang dami naman nun.
Now, guys, students, what I want you to do is compute the average liter of saliva you have produced in your entire life.
Oh, say for example, Ma'am Jarlene, ilang taon ka na?
Si Ma'am Jarlene, taon si Ma'am Jarlene.
27 years.
Okay.
Ayan, compute mo nga, Sir Dennis.
Ayan, talaga na.
Habang tumatawag, hinihintay natin ang tawag ng mga magsasolve.
Yes.
Ayan ha.
Compute
1 liter kasi yan eh. 1 eh.
So
that's 1 liter.
365.
Sa isang taon, meron tayong 365 days, di ba?
Tama.
Tapos 27 na si ma'am. So, ang ginawa natin ito, 1 liter times 365 days times 27. Parang 27 na si ma'am natin.
Yes.
Wow.
So, yun ang
sagot, Sir Dennis.
Ang sagot natin ay 9,855 liters. Kaya mga anak, nakapagpatayo na si ma'am nyo ng mineral water sa station.
Ay, bebenta ka kay Sir Dennis.
Kung Sir Dennis, hindi. Pag inipon niya sana yon, may pandilig siya ng ng
halaman.
Oo. Or pinandilig sa mga mais sa
So,
sabi nung,
tumana talaga, no?
Sabi ng estudyante rito, Sir, ayoko na bumili ng water station ni Ma'am Jarlene.
Ayan, may mga sagot na sila, Sir Dennis,
may sagot na. Hintayin natin tawag, ha?
Ayan.
Ayan,
may caller na ba?
Yes, ma'am.
Sige, mamaya basahin natin itong mga sagot nila.
Hello?
Pakitutok yung mic.
Hello?
Nakatutok na?
Hello?
I-loudspeaker mo siya.
Loudspeaker kita. Naka-loudspeaker siya.
Naka-loudspeaker?
Kaya lang, hindi siya
Hello?
Ayun, hello, anak, hello?
Hello,
Ayun.
Okay, meron.
Sino sila, anak? Sino po sila?
Hello po.
Sino sila, anak? Anong pangalan? Anong pangalan, anak?
Philip Prince Mendoza po, sir.
Ay, kita mo, kamag-anak ko pa pala si Philip Prince. O, kita mo, kamag-anak pa pala kita. Ano anak ang panawagan mo? Sino nawagan mo? Ay, di!
Sasagot siya! Ano ka ba?
Kasi anak, yung sagot mo daw. Ano rin yung sagot mo,
Na-try
anak?
niyang isolve yung problem gamit ang kanyang age.
Tama. Ilang taong ka na ba, anak? Ilang taong ka na?
12 po, sir.
12. Sige, anak. Sige natin kung anong sagot natin. Anong sagot natin? Ay, sagot mo lang pala.
May kasama ka ba dyan na
May kasama ka ba dyan? Anak, may kasama ka?
Yes, sir.
May kasama
yes,
ka?
daw.
Ganito gawin mo, kwentahin mo lahat yung mga kasama mo dyan. Joke lang.
Ilan taon na yung kasama niya? Tanungin mo, sir. Baka parehas na sila ng age.
Sige. Huwag mo na gawa. Baka kapitbahay, pati kapitan, tawagin mo ha. Ito, sige. At pangalan nito? Oo, sino ba kasama mo, anak? Sino kasama mo?
Sino yan? Yung color?
Si Philip Prince Mendoza.
Okay.
Seven sini.
Philip.
Si Raymond po.
Raymond. Si Raymond daw.
Raymond
kasama niya.
Lauchenko.
Okay,
Sige.
Philip and Raymond.
Ayan, sige, Raymond. Raymond. Philip, sige, pakisagot na lang.
Basahin mo na yung solution mo. Pati yung sagot.
1 liter of saliva.
Saliva?
Solution, 1 liter of saliva at times 365 average days in blood equals to 4,380 po, sir.
Okay.
4,000 na.
Dahil
anak,
12 years old siya.
Yes.
Okay.
Tama ba, Ma'am Jane?
Yes, correct.
Wow.
And then may mga sagot din dito, Ma'am Jar. Ang dami.
Sige, saliva. Sige, Raymond.
Oo.
Raymond?
Raymond
Raymond
and
Reza.
Philip.
Okay, so thank you, Raymond, ha. Okay.
Very good.
Salamat.
Thank you
Meron ka
for
ba gustong
calling.
batiin? Sige, thank you for calling. Sige, thank you.
Andito rin, sagot ni...
Raymond, ha, hindi ka pa pwedeng hindi ka pa pwedeng magtinda ng tubig.
Kulang pa.
Sige, sino pa may sagot?
Si Azli.
Si Azli.
1 liter times 365 times 13. So, meron daw siyang na-produce na liters of saliva na 4,745. Ay, okay.
Very good.
So,
si ano ma'am, si Raymond, ano ba, magkano ibibigay niyo sa kanya?
Tag 20 din sila, sir.
Gawin niyo na silang 60, 30 na sila.
Tag 30. Okay. Thank you so much, Sir Dennis.
Hindi, sa inyo ka magpapasalamat. Galing sa Inten, galing sa Inten. Ganun yun.
Mendoza kasi.
Oo, correct.
Di gawin niyo ng 50.
At nagpapasalamat din tayo sa ating
Ayaw nga pala sa ating sponsor.
Generous sponsor.
Ma'am
Larna.
Yes, thank you, Ma'am Larna.
Maraming salamat po sa binigay niyo 10,000. Just joke lang. Joke lang, maniwala kayo.
Donor po siya ng aming prizes for today through GCash.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Saludo po kami sa inyo, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Larna.
Ayan! Okay, so we are all aware that we use our mouth all the time to speak without in the term oral language will not occur. Today we're going to talk about oral language. But first, let me ask you this question. How well do you speak? Or can you say that you are already a great speaker? Really?
Okay.
Let us see if they can be.
Yeah, okay. So, para tulungan natin ang mga estudyante natin, Ma'am Jarlene, ano sa iyo ang para sa iba? How well do you speak na ba? Ganun. Can you say that you're already a great speaker ba?
For me, I can say that I am already a great speaker because I can already express my feelings and all that I want to say in any language that I want. Okay?
Yeah. Si Ma'am Ninya?
Yes, sir. I am also a good speaker. Yes, because
if you are not a great speaker,
no, I'm not a great speaker.
Speaker.
Yes, only a good speaker because I can express my feelings, my emotions, my ideas to my students, of course.
Yes, of course. I also wouldn't like to consider myself a great speaker, but I can consider myself as a good speaker. Why? Because inside the classroom, I can give instructions clearly to my students. They can follow my instructions. So, I guess I am also a good speaker.
Yes. Sa mga sumasagot pa, maraming salamat sa lahat po ng mga sumagot.
Yes. Ang dami nilang sagot
So, okay, with that, let us now define what is oral language. Okay, let's have our PowerPoint. Tingnan natin kung ano bang oral language. Ito. What is oral language? Ako ba ito? Ako nga pala. Ako ba talaga ito? Okay, sige nga, ako nga. Sige. Okay, pasalitang wika. Sa Tagalog at tinatawag natin pasalitang wika. Ti Ilocano nakit panangyebkas ti sarsarita.
Wow.
Ilocano ayan Language is the means to transfer your messages to another person. If you both speak same language, it is easier to understand each other. However, when the language used is not common to both of you, then there is a greater possibility for misinterpretation, which may lead to misunderstanding. Example natin, yung lagi nating narinig ito sa mga Ilocano pero actually, yung salitang wag sana mamasamay sorry po sa mga kumakain, kung may kumakain pa, hugasan na ho niyo kinainan niyo. Nung oras ka. Diba? Joke lang. Yung mga kumakain, pasensya na po, pasintabi po sa mga kumakain. At doon sa mga hindi kumakain na walang pangkain. Sorry. Okay, ito po yung salitang ginagamit natin. Totoo ito ba? Yung salitang taki. Yan. Diba? Sa Ilocano, ito ay yung dumi ng tao. Pero sa Ibanag, ano siya?
Sa Ibanag, sir, ang meaning is paa.
O, diba?
So, ang layo, diba?
Diba? Same word, but pag sa magkaibang lingwahe, magkaibang meaning.
Magkaibang kanilang kahulugan.
So, marami pang ganyang salita na iba yung kahulugan sa sa ibang grupo ng tao.
Say for example, pag sasabihin ng Ilocano, nagbangsit tatakim. Pag iba ang nakarinig,
Yung paa yun.
oo, yung pa niya yun. Babaho. There will be miscommunication. Yes.
So kaya mahalaga na maintindihan natin paano ito sinasabi at paano yung mga wikang ito. So oral language is the system through which we use spoken words to express knowledge, ideas, and feelings. Now, do you know that one of the most famous Ilocano epic, Biyag ni Lamang, ayan di ba, the Biyag ni Lamang is originally in oral form. Diba? Alam niya ng mga teachers. Yan. Kasi pinag-aralan namin yung 10 taon. Okay, Biyag ni Lamang. This is, in other words, is Life of Lamang. Is a prehispanic epic poem of the Ilocano people in the Philippines. The story was handed down orally for generations before it was written down around 1640. Assumed by a blind Ilocano bard named Pedro Bucaneg.
Okay. So when you say Sir Dennis, when you say prehispanic, before the coming, before the coming of the
bago dumating ang mga Espanyol, hari. Oo. Tapos talaga, kaya pala siya oral kasi nga ang, 'di ba, bulag si Pedro, tama ba ako? Bulag
hindi,
si
sir,
diba?
basically noon kasi stories are handed down from generation to generation orally. Yes.
To days of now.
Okay.
Kwento.
Pero isa rin 'yon sa dahilan dahil nga
meron mga
siya.
kasi nga naman kung bulag yung isang hindi niya maintindihan kasi
hindi niya maisulat din.
Hindi maisulat 'yun. May mga di ba?
Dahil naman sa kagustuhan nila because of their eagerness, okay? Na yung mga susunod, the next generation, na malaman nila yung ating mga history, they wrote it down. Okay?
To preserve it also, ma'am.
Yes.
So yun ang halaga niya, bakit sinusulat. So an effective oral language must be clear, direct, and conversational. Okay? To hold the attention and maintain the interest of your listeners, your language should meet their needs and expectations.
Okay.
So,
how
about stance and behavior? Ito naman yun. Pasensya na kayo, taga ako magsasalita ngayon. Mga kasama ko nakikita yun, bukas na sila.
Hindi, kasi ikaw ang speaker ngayon. Ano ka ba?
Akala ko, pasensya na kayo mga anak, may kasalanan kasi ako sa mga ito eh.
Wala kami napoproduce sa live kasi ngayon.
Inaapi nila ako.
Ikaw lang.
Okay, how about stance and behavior? Bakit sir kailangan ng stance at behavior? Malalaman nyo kung bakit. Ito yun, no? Stance together with behavior is conveying a message not through voice or words, but through bodily postures and actions.
Yes, correct.
Yes.
When you speak, you probably accompany your words with an action which a result of a muscular activity. Your posture and bodily gestures influence how your listeners understand your message when you are speaking, di ba? So you have to stand with confidence, use relevant gestures at the right time.
Yes.
Because if you are going to stand with confidence, the audience will believe in what you are saying.
Okay. And I would like to tell also everyone that when a speaker is using bodily gestures, it adds it adds meaning to what he or she is saying or conveying to the audience.
Kasi kung kasi meron yung mga ibang lengguwahe na pinapupunta ka rito, kung sasabihin niya hindi ka nakakaintindi ng salitang umay kadtoy. Di ba? Tagalog umay kadtoy. Umay kadtoy, nakatunga nga lang siya.
Umay kadtoy.
Pero pag sinasabi mo na umay kadtoy ka mo, di ba?
Yes.
Okay, that's why don't forget that your language should meet their needs and expectations so that you will understand each other.
Okay.
Correct.
So, this time, Teacher Jane will discuss to us the characteristics of effective oral language. Take it away, Teacher Jane.
Okay, so there are 4 characteristics of effective oral language. Okay? Take note, it should be effective. Because the main purpose of communication is understanding. Of course, when you communicate, you should understand each other. If there is there's no understanding, there is no communication. Okay? So the first one is clarity. Okay, from the word clear. It says here, clarity or kinalawag iti kayat mo nga ibaga. Okay?
Okay.
Okay? Clarity. Language must be grammatically correct in order to transfer exact meaning. Okay? It should be clear para maintindihan ng audience mo. Number 2, directness. Okay? Effective oral language is also direct and conversational. Okay, make large use of personal pronoun as in you are a model student instead of just referring to model students. Okay? It should be direct. If you are referring to him, then look at him and tell him what you want from him. Okay? And you want to tell him. Okay?
Yes.
Don't generalize. If you want to be direct, then you use the personal pronoun you.
Okay.
3, appropriateness. Okay? Language must be suitable to the purpose of the speaker. Nasabi yan ni Ma'am Ninya kanina. It should meet the needs and expectations of your listener. Okay? Say for example, your audience are young adults. You should be using language which is appropriate to your listener. If you are teaching toddlers, then do not use those words for young adults. They could not understand it.
Yes, that's
okay,
right.
basically they could not understand it. The number 4, vivid. To hold the attention and maintain interest of your listeners, use varied, concrete, figurative, and original expressions. Okay? So, anong pagkakaiba ng clarity and vivid? Yung clarity, of course, nandun din yung vividness. Pero dito sa vivid, more on using figurative and original expressions.
Okay.
Yes? Dito sa clarity, your language must be grammatically correct. Okay? So, those are the 4 characteristics of effective oral language.
Thank you so much, Teacher Jane. Now, Teacher Ninia will discuss to us the stance and behavior.
Yes, Ma'am Jarlene, thank you. And Ma'am Jane Arlene. Okay, I am going to discuss to you stance and behavior. Okay, so dear learners, have you observed that a person's body language is opposite to what he or she is saying? This is conveying a message not through words, but through bodily actions. So, here are some examples of postures and bodily gestures that influence how your listeners understand your message when you are speaking. Okay, so you are going to make use of your facial expressions and bodily language so that it will add meaning to what you are telling. Okay, yes. So, number 1, stand with confidence. Okay. So, to prevent swaying or rocking while talking in front of others, spread your feet about 6 to 8 inches apart.
Okay,
parallel to each other to achieve a comfortable speaking position.
Okay, so you can see in your screen that there are 2 persons there. Yung isa, medyo nakakayang na masyado yung paa niya. Yun ba yung may extra, ma'am? Yun yung hindi tama. Yes?
Yung may...
And the other one is the correct
may
one.
cross.
Okay?
Okay. Yes.
Right.
Okay, next, we have for number 2, face your audience with your hands on the side with your chin up. Okay, yan. Okay, look at the pictures. Okay, this will help you appear open and sincere to your audience and give the impression that you are in control of the situation.
Alright.
Wow.
Yan. Inaasta din ni Sir Dennis, diba? Ganyan.
Astig.
Pero hindi naman yung super chin-up na parang hindi ka na mamamansin. Okay, so you should look at your screen. Makikita ninyo na nandyan yung tamang position. Yes? For those who are listening over the radio, you just imagine yourself standing with your hands on the side with chin up.
Yes,
Okay? Hindi
okay.
nakatingalawin, naka-chin up lang siya. Okay?
Okay, yes. And, dear learners, avoid the following as much as possible. Okay, what are these things that you are going to avoid? First, crossing your arms. Okay.
Bakit ba, ma'am, kung naka-cross ang arms mo?
Okay, because it means you look defensive.
Yan. Defensive. Iba naman yung ginagawa. Kabayran Verano. Sino? April Boy ba? Tama, di ba?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Yes.
Crossing
Next.
your arms.
Another is hands at the back.
Pag daw nasa likod, if your hands are at your back,
So,
it means you are hiding something, ma'am.
Yes, correct. Hiding something. And what's
Ala, nagnakaw ka ng itlog?
Huwag nyo nang dagdagan, ha?
Ala ka, nakuha ka ng itlog?
Huwag nang dagdagan.
Nanguha ka ba? ng itlog? Yes. And another thing that you're going to avoid, dear learners, is hands in your pocket.
Sir Dennis, pag nasa loob ng pocket mo yung kamay mo, may hinahawakan ka.
Meron, pero mali nga kasi itlog din, kaya lang naprito.
Ayun lang.
Naprito.
Itlog, di ba?
Okay, why you are going to avoid this? Because it means
you're hiding something then. Yes.
O,
Okay.
para siyang pangit pala tignan.
Yes.
Audience mo, may tinatago ba siya?
These are the things you're going to avoid, ha? Okay.
Iwasan
From crossing your arms, hands at the back,
Yes.
hands in your pocket. Okay,
And-
what's next, ma'am?
Okay, we have also hands on hips.
Ayan, yan naman parang bossing ka naman dyan na.
Morning learning.
Okay. Oo.
Okay, you need to avoid this because it means you seem aggressive as if you are bullying your audience.
Oo, yes.
Ay, ang pala.
Parang hindi ka approachable.
Yes, correct.
Ang yabang mong tingnan. Yes.
Ganun pa yung
Yes.
tsura mo sa picture dun sa girl.
Oo.
So serious.
Oo.
Okay, next, another thing to avoid is hands on chin.
Chin. Bakit, ma'am? Why should we avoid this one?
You're going to avoid because it means you are not ready with what you are going to say because it seems you're still thinking of what to say.
Kaya pala pag sinasabi,
Okay,
kaya pala pag maging naliligaw na voice, tapos sabihin ng voice sa girl, ano ba, sinasagot mo ba ako, mahal mo ba ako, tapos sagot mo ba ganyan, di ba?
Okay, gumanyan paano?
Ngayon alam nyo na.
Let me think.
Yes,
Parang ganun, let me
let
think.
me think. Oh my
Okay.
God. Okay, and we have also two hands cupped in front of your chest.
Yan. What does it mean, ma'am? What does it mean?
Okay, it means you look like you are covering something in front of your chest.
Ay, ano kaya yun?
Ano kayang kinukuha
Baka naman yung
mo?
chest mismo. You're covering something in front of your chest.
Ay, di ba ma'am, totoo yan. Di ba sa mga drama, nakikita natin yan. Pag yung isa, pag may kinuwento yung bida doon sa isang tapos ayaw niya sabihin totoo, di ba gumaganon sila?
Oo, correct.
Kaya pala meron
Keeping a
yun.
secret.
Oo, yun pala yun.
Okay, so those are the things that you are going to avoid, dear learners. And for number 3,
Ano yung number 3 na yan, ma'am?
this
Stance and behavior.
yes, number 3 stance and behavior.
Under pa rin siya doon.
Yes.
Under siya doon.
Use your hands to emphasize your message when speaking. Ayan.
Yes.
Okay, why? Because relevant gestures are used at the right time. Your message will be easily understood. These gestures can be used to 1. Emphasize the point you are making. Okay, like shake your fist to show you are serious. Or okay, sign with your fingers.
Okay,
What is
usually
that?
with a thumbs up.
Okay, yeah, thumbs
so
up.
thumbs up kapag okay,
Okay,
sign.
yes.
If you want to say that, if you want to show that you are serious, then you are going to shake your fist. Parang ito yun, talagang ito na yun. Yes? Yung gusto mong sabihin. Yes.
Pinagpipilitan.
Yun na yun. Yun yung point mo.
Pinagdidiinan.
You are serious of your point.
Yes.
Di ba, na-aksidente ka. Sir, kamusta ka na? Seryoso ko. Joke lang.
Hindi yun ang ibig sabihin nun, Sir Dennis.
Joke lang ha.
Okay, another thing is, suggest something like, shrug the shoulders to show that you don't know.
Oh, yes. Pag tinanong,
yes.
usually sa bahay, nakikita ko yan sa mga anak ko.
Yes.
Pag, anak, nasaan yung susi? Magano'n lang sila.
Magano'n sila, di ba?
Yes, correct.
Kahit wala salita.
Yes. So, ibig sabihin, naiintindihan mo na, hindi ko alam.
Hindi ko alam.
Mama, pahingin pera. Mama naman.
Hindi ko alam, sabi ng nanay.
Baka ang tanong Ma, may pera ka pa? Gaganon ka din.
Ewan.
Ibig sabihin, ewan.
Okay, another thing is, act as if you are falling to describe that you fell face first into the water.
Paano yun?
That
Paano
means
yun?
you
Sir
are
Dennis, paano yun, Sir Dennis?
Ay, ginawa nyo na sa kahapon, kawawa yung ulo ko, tapos ulitin ko na naman ngayon. Huwag naman. Nalulubog yung ulo ko.
Mukha. Yes.
As if you're falling.
Yes.
Paano yung ginagawa?
Parang ganyan.
Diretso ka lang.
Alam ko pag yun, inantok ka. Ay, pag nasasakyan ka.
Iba naman yun.
Iba naman yun.
Iba naman yun. Gesture naman yun ang inaantok.
Correct. Okay. Okay, another gestures that can be used is to prompt. What are you going to do? Clap your hands to make your audience also clap. Ayan.
Ano ka, ikaw mag-first move.
Yes, susundan ka nila.
Yes. You have to prompt them to clap.
Yes.
Then mag-show ka na.
Yes. Okay. Sir Dennis, take it away.
Kala ko ba kailat magsasalita? Away talaga akong
Ikaw ulit.
Okay, thank you, Teacher Ninya, and thank you. And thank you, Ma'am Jane. Ayan. This time, let us have first an activity. Oo. So, ito yung activity natin, ha. Read the statements about bodily gestures carefully. Danda lang. While, write yes if you agree to the statement and no if you disagree.
Type
nyo, ha? Yes or
in
no
your
lang,
answers.
Ha? Let's have number 1. Example number 1. Hindi na example set. Ito taga. Number 1. Bodily gestures occur naturally if you know what you want to say. Is it yes or no?
Bodily gestures
20
occur
pesos worth of
naturally if you know what you
20.
want to say.
It's a 20 pesos
Okay,
worth
dear
of
learners, key in your answer.
Yes.
Meron na tayong sagot.
Yes, Ashley Timoteo, yes. Ang sagot
Ashley.
niya, Ashley. Si Aslin naman ay yes din. Si Precious, wala pa.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Sila pala
Asli, Jelay, walang sagot. Asli again.
So, ano pong
Bea.
sagot natin? Number 1?
Asli, the answer is yes.
Natin sa isa,
Ibibigay natin kay Aslin.
Yes, that's right. Okay. Congratulations, Aslin.
Ayan. Okay, that is
Ay,
true.
nakikinig sila sa radyo.
Yes.
Kaya mabilis sila. Thank you mga anak. Ang galing.
Wow, ang galing.
Yes.
Tapos yung isang taga-type, gano'n.
Yes.
Wow,
Oo, ang galing.
wow.
Very good.
Okay, so that is true, Sir Dennis, di ba? Bodily
Yes.
gestures occur naturally if you know what you want to
Yes.
say. Okay,
It is
minsan hindi tayo
naturally,
aware na
yes.
Natural yan.
lumalabas na yung gestures na yun. Okay,
Yes.
next, number 2.
Sandali lang kasi masyadong mabagal yung ano natin, internet natin. Yun na, naka-describe pa lang dito. Number 2 na tayo.
Ganon.
Opo. So, hindi ko alam kung ako
Oo
mabagal.
nga, ako din. Describe pa lang.
Oo, medyo mabagal po. So, maghintay tayo ng sagot.
Internet.
Sige, maghintay tayo ng sagot. Okay, number 2. Kasi nasa kon pa lang tayo. Paano yun? Number 2, crossing your arms makes you look defensive. Guys, kung nakikinig po kayo sa radyo, makinig po kayo sa radyo, mas mabilis po tayo doon. Crossing your arms makes you look defensive. Is it yes or no?
May sagot na naman yung kambalo. Dalawa sila. Aslin and Asli.
Valerie Velasco ng 7 Jacinto, sabi niya yes.
Wow, anak ko yan.
Valerie Velasco.
Valerie.
The
Wow.
answer is
Yes.
Wow.
Oh,
Yes.
Mama,
Yes, thank you, Valerie, for actively participating in our RBI today.
Pasensya na ha, mga batang nanonood sa aming live stream ha, kasi talaga mabilis talaga pag sa radyo. Okay, number 3. Face your audience with your hands on the side with your chin up. With your chin up. Is it yes
Tama ka, Sir Dennis.
or no?
Nagdadatingan pa lang mga sagot nila.
Yes, ma'am.
Number 1 pa lang sila,
Oo. Magaling talaga sila, dumiskarte sila, kambal, no? Oo.
Yes.
Pero ano
Okay, dear
gagawin natin?
learners, key in your answer for number 3.
Oo, number 1 pa lang sagot nila.
Yun lang, kung
Paano po
mabagal
ito?
talaga.
Mabagal talaga internet. It will be unfair naman siguro. Unfair ba? Hindi naman siguro. Kaya lang, radyo kasi ito na nilagyan natin ng ano. So,
medyo may problema po kasi tayo sa internet connection.
medyo po medyo malabo po. Ito, okay. Tignan natin, sige. Ito, si Ryan May Ballesteros Dizon. Yes ang sagot niya. Ano po sagot?
Okay, the answer is yes.
Okay! Yan, okay.
Yes.
Ang pangalan niya siya si... Yan,
Name?
Ryan May Ballesteros Dizon ng 7SPJ.
Dizon. Okay.
The Dizon of SPJ.
Okay.
Okay, number 4. Let's have number 4. Shrugging. Shrugging your shoulder suggests that you know something. Tama ba yung ganun?
Okay, ganun.
Huwag naman ganun. Meron ka ba? Parang ginagano.
Okay, let us see
Shrugging
their
your
answer.
answer.
Dear learners,
Ayan, bumibilis na yung internet natin.
Type the number first.
Pero number 2 pa lang
type
talaga.
your answer, key in your answer, dear learners, for number 4.
Nahuli po yung ipinapakita dito sa FB Live si Azlin. Kaya nga, anak.
That you know something. Ganon.
Okay, so mga
Ayun,
number 2.
may sagot na si Azli Timoteo.
Tapos na siya eh.
Yes.
Oo.
Nauuna talaga sila.
Thank you. Ay, yung iba nag-answer.
Sila nga yung...
Silang talaga. Si Kit
Pero
number 2
salamat
pa lang.
ha. Salamat at talaga magaling ang diskarte nyo, anak.
Oo.
Yes.
Number 3 pa lang yung iba.
Rendel, number 3. Tapos, number 2 pa lang itong mga to. Let's wait for them. Anyway, thank you so much, Azli and Azlin, ha?
Yes.
For
Mga anak,
joining. Always joining.
Yes, thank you mga anak. At muli po paumanhin na kasi medyo mabagal po ang ating internet. Hindi natin, may nahabol din po tayong oras.
Yes.
Number 3. Number 4 na tayo, di ba?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's wait for number 4 answers.
Number 4.
Number 3 na sila pero number 2 pa lang yung tanong.
Let's wait. Number 3 na sila.
Ayan, number 3 na.
Ayan, number 3 na. Mas nauna pa silang sumagot sa number sa kuwan, di ba? Muli po maraming salamat ha. Ashley Domondon.
Ashley Domondon. Answer
Ang sagot
is
yes.
Tama ba? Hindi.
Okay.
Ang tanong, sagot ay? Tama?
Shrugging your shoulders suggests that you know something. Tama ba yun? Is it a yes?
Is it a yes?
The
or a no?
answer is...
Let us see. The answer is number 4. Wala pang nakakuha.
Yes,
Wala pang
tingnan natin
nakakuha ng
mabuti,
tamang sagot for number 4.
Wala namang...
Ayan, yes. Si Kirsten,
Yes din ang sagot
pa rin
niya,
siya.
sir.
Yes pa rin po ang sagot niya, ma'am.
Yes.
Hindi pa rin? Okay.
Shrugging.
Binibigyan namin kayo ng sagot.
Sabi niya, shrugging your shoulders suggests that you know something. Pag nagaganon
Ayan
siya,
na. Ay,
alam
naku,
mo.
sandali lang.
Ayan.
Ay, hindi kaya lang nagwa sila eh. Oo.
Si Kate. Kate, wrong one.
Sanjiro Nitura, 7 Newton, no.
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 Ay, nauna sa'yo si Sanjiro?
Sanjiro is ano siya?
Nauna siya,
7
sir?
Newton. Yes, ma'am. 7 Newton. Sa akin
Oo. Sa screen ko naman nauna si Felrita.
Okay, so let's give them both 20 pesos.
Okay.
Yes.
Sige. Sanjiro and
last but not the least naman sa
Felrita.
ating activity.
Sanjiro
Number 5.
and Felrita.
Okay, let's move to number 5.
Putting your hands on your hips makes you seem aggressive. Okay? Putting your hands on your hips.
Dear learners, what is your answer? Is it yes or no? Key in your answer.
Nasa number 4 pa lang kasi sila.
Number 4 pa lang. Ito, si Valerie Velasco.
Tapos na siya eh.
Valerie Velasco, tapos na siya?
Yes.
Ay,
she's also.
Okay, Valerie Velasco. Jelay, ay number 4 pa lang. RJ, number 4 pa lang.
At least sige lang, sumagot na kayo para malaman nyo kung tumama kayo.
Yes, correct.
Yes.
Yung number 4, tama yung mga sumagot ng no.
Ito sila Azlin. Okay, may
lahat,
mga sagot
yung mga
na
number
sila.
4, lahat ng sumagot ng...
number 5, si Azli pa rin. Number 5.
Ayan, si
Rendel Agas.
Ang sagot niya, yes.
Okay, correct.
Okay, yan. Thank you.
Answer
Sino yun? Si?
Yes.
Rendel Agas.
7 Galileo. Thank you, anak. Ayan.
Congratulations, everyone, for those who got the correct answer. And
Okay.
thank you for understanding us. Dahil ang ating internet connection ay
Medyo mahina.
medyo mahina. Okay, let us proceed with our next topic, which is body languages and their meanings. Okay. People often use body language as a physical, non-verbal form of communication to convey some feeling or intention. Common body languages include postures, gestures, facial expressions, and eye movements, which give away some clues to how you may really feel. Okay? Here are some body language meanings which can help you understand what other people are conveying. Okay? Pag nakita mo daw ang mga body language na to, maiintindihan mo na kung ano yung mga ibig sabihin ng mga gumagamit nito. Okay? Especially the speakers. Okay. First one, arms crossed in front of the chest. Or sa Ilocano, nakadalukip.
Nakadalukip-kip.
Ano meaning yan? This is one of the body language examples that indicate that one is being defensive. The body language meaning of crossed arms may also show disagreement with opinions and actions of other people with whom you are communicating. Okay, pag ganyan daw, naka-cross yung kanilang arms in front of the chest. Okay, it shows disagreement. Okay.
Disagreement.
Next.
Sumubra naman sila, number 6 na sagot nila. Number 6.
Okay, biting of nails. Already, pagkagat nyo iti, kukuyo. Okay? May meaning
Ngit-ngitim, di ko. Ngit-ngitim,
Normal lang naman
kuda.
yan.
Ano yun?
Normal lang ata yun, Sir Dennis.
Normal lang yan, pero pag ang kinakagat mo kuko sa paa, delikado.
Ay, iba na yun. Iba na yun, Sir Dennis.
Abnormal ka, ganon.
Abnormal aja yan.
Ganon? Lalo na pag matanda ka na.
Demonstrates nervousness, stress, or insecurity. Many people bite nails without realizing they have the habit.
Okay. Hindi nila napapansin yon.
Ako nung bata-bata ako medyo ganyan, may habit akong ganyan.
Lagi ako pinapagalitan ng nanay ko dyan.
Kaya laging pudpud yung
kuko ng
palaging malinis.
Sa nanay, ako rin, lagi ako pinapagalitan ng nanay ko. Kaya
So, kinain mo lahat yung kwan mo?
Kaya malinis din yung kuko ng nanay ko.
Dumi sa kuko mo.
Kaya malinis lagi yung kuko ng nanay ko kasi ginagano ko ng nanay ko yun. Kaya gagayit nanay ko sa akin.
Ikaw talaga, sir!
Okay, next is hand on cheek. Okay, yung seryoso ka nung nakapang
nakapamimid, di ba?
Nakapamimid. Okay, this body language example indicates that one is lost in thought, maybe considering something. Okay, mayroon
Minsan sa bahay na nakaganyan tayo eh. Parang nag-iisip tayo ng malalim. Ano kayang ano naman kayang ulam?
Okay.
Ang hirap mag-isip. Nyaman nga tatilot winin aya okra wenno parya. Wenno tarong.
Nag-iisip ka ng
diba? Okay.
When your hand is on your cheek and your brows are furrowed, you may be in deep concentration. Iniisip mo, kailan kaya ako makakapasa ng output?
Yes. Or, if you are listening to somebody, parang kapag ganyan ang reaction mo, iniisip mo din kung tama ba yung sinasabi niya o hindi. Yes? Yung mga expressions na ganyan, you are in your deep thoughts. Would I believe or not? Parang ganun eh. Diba?
Okay, next, finger tapping or drumming. Okay, this action demonstrates that one is growing tired or impatient while waiting. Okay, yung tinatap mo yung finger mo, karamihan pag tayo may hinihintay or may sobra tayong importanteng tao.
Yung nagmamadali ka na, yes.
Ayan.
You are tapping
Tagal
your
naman ni
fingers.
Okay, next. Touching the nose. Panagigamite agong. Okay? Touching or rubbing the nose signifies disbelief, rejection, or lying about something.
Ajay gayam ti.
Parang pag nakaganyan ka, maglulubod man eh. Ganon, di ba?
Oh, yes. Okay.
Pero sa matahaw mo dito naman.
Ay, ewan ko sa'yo,
yung
parang
unang
ganon.
picture, parang na-reject siya. Okay. Next is wrist rubbing of the hens. Apa nagkiss-kiss iti
Dakula.
Okay? This may show that the hens are cold, which may mean that one is excited about something or waiting eagerly. Ano, hihintay ni Sir Dennis yung bonus.
Wow!
Dalawang buwan na lang, Sir Dennis.
Oo.
Lapit na. Ay, wala na palang dalawang buwan.
Wala na ba? Wow,
Wala
wow,
na.
wow.
March 23 na ngayon
Ay, ginaganon
diba?
ko kasi dadaan lang yun eh. Dadaan lang.
Ay, oo nga.
Dadaan lang yun.
Okay, next.
Placing fingertips together. Okay, this is called stippling or placing fingertips together to demonstrate control or authority. Okay, this is one of the body language examples that bosses and other authority figures use to show that they are in control. Kung mapapansin ninyo kapag kayo nanonood ng mga movies, ganon na
Yung mga boss doon.
yung mga
Yes,
CEOs,
ganyan.
ganon, they are using this kind of gesture. Okay?
Correct.
Next, open palms facing upward. Paano yun, Sir Dennis? Okay? This gesture is a sign of honesty, sincerity, okay, submission, and innocence. Okay.
Innocent.
Okay, so
Ano yun? Saan tayo?
this is how.
This is how some people show submission and react during church worship. Ito ba ganun yun?
Okay, yes.
Ay, sa church naman.
Head in hands naman tayo ngayon. Head in hands. Paano ba? Ay, ganun. Gumagano ka. Tama ba ako? Ayun,
Okay,
yan.
ito.
The body language meaning of this the body language meaning of this gesture may be that of boredom, ganon, being upset, being ashamed, and nahihiya. Yan. Next is speaking of head in hands. Ano yun? Paano yun?
Okay, speaking
Kita
now
din.
of head in hands.
In times of
okay?
calamities.
In times of calamities.
Sneak
Ayan,
and
basahin
speak.
mo, Sir Danny.
In times of
Kapag
calamities.
Naman, dito siya naman. Pag iba
Head
naman
on.
yun, iba naman yun.
Oh, diba?
Ganyan, diba?
Yes. Okay, meron naman tayong ginagamit na head in
Oh, diba?
hands
Yan,
in
diba?
calamities
Oh.
daw. Anong calamity ba yan, Sir Dennis?
Especially
Katulad ng-
earthquake. Yan ha. We are using this head in hands technique or what we call cover technique. Ito yung panahon mga anak ha. Di ba alam natin ito pag mayroong, di ba lagi natin
Sanay na sanay yung mga bata dyan.
Yes. Ano yung tatawag na duck, hold, and
Pag may drill
Duck,
tayo.
cover, and
duck
hold
cover and
technique.
technique. Ayan. Pag may lindol. Ano yan.
Okay,
Kaya
may
dapat,
sakuna.
kasi ayon sa ating National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council expert and other official preparedness organization all agree that drop, cover, paano yung cover? Di ba yung ganun? Cover, hold on
Drop.
is the appropriate
Drop.
action. Yung drop is the appropriate action to reduce injury and death during earthquake. The earthquake drill is our opportunity to practice how to protect ourselves during earthquake.
Yeah, here in our school, we always do that.
Yes.
Okay, through the DRM coordinator, lagi tayong nagaganyan. Yes, in
Yes.
preparation for any earthquake.
Ayan.
Ayan yung ganyan
Yan
yung
siya,
mga
okay?
drop,
So,
cover, yan.
iba naman ang ibig sabihin yan doon sa hands on your, or head is in your hands.
Yes.
Okay.
Pero yan, meron pa rin kahulugan yan. Yun ang punto natin, may kahulugan pa rin sila.
correct.
Pag yan nakita nyo. Lalo pag nakita nyo sa daan yan. I mean sa mga buildings. Yun ang ibig sabihin.
Yung
gagawin mo.
signages na to?
Yes,
Magkaparehas na sign, pero magkaiba ng meaning in different situation.
situation.
Kapag yung speaker, ganun yung ginamit, okay?
Iba yung ibig sabihin.
Iba yung ibig sabihin.
Pero ito na ito din, you look at it, iba yung ibig sabihin,
Because
na
it is-
drop, cover, and hold. Dito naman sa may medyo batok. Yes? Okay.
Okay, now, next. Tingnan natin ha. Okay, locking of ankles. And locking of ankles, yan, pag wala si auntie, ankles gamitin mo. Whether you are sitting or standing when your ankles are locked, you are communicating apprehension or nervousness. Kinakabahan ka daw. Pag kinakaganist yan.
Kinakabahan.
Okay, next naman, ang tawag natin yan, stroke the chin or beard. Tama? Beard.
Yes.
Stroking, yung ginagawa natin yung di ba? Ayan, ang tawag dyan ay, it communicates that one is in deep thought. Talaga nag-isip ng lalim. This action is often done unintentionally when one is trying to come up with some decision. Yan, next ay
Iisip.
Earfulling.
diba?
Malalim.
Naglalim iisip
Okay,
yan naman.
next.
Ear pulling. Pulling an earlobe can mean one is trying to make a decision but remains indecisive about something. Ano ba gagawin ko talaga? Parang ganon.
Okay, yes.
Next. Head nodding. Ayan. Alam niyo ibig sabihin ng head nodding? This gesture usually signifies agreement or bowing, a submissive gesture that shows one is going along with another person's opinion. Yes, oo, tama.
Ibig sabihin daw, naiintindihan mo yung sinasabi mo, is speaker. Okay, next.
Ang tawag diyan naman ang tawag ay limp picking. Tama ba ako?
Okay,
Katapos yan,
limp
di ba?
picking.
Kasi yun, ayan, yung parang meron kang hinahawakan na, alam mo, imaginary lines or something na, ibig sabihin daw niyan ay displacement gestures ang tawag natin yan, which one uses to show disapproval of the attitudes or opinions of others. Pag parang hindi mo gusto yung sang-ayon ka sa kanya, may ginagawa sila, parang kung ano lang ginagawa, parang ganon.
Okay, next.
Catapult posture, yan ang catapult postures. This seated version of the hands on hip. For male postures with the hands behind the head and elbow pointed out is used to intimidate or show a relaxed attitude, thus giving a false sense of security before an ambush is made. Okay.
Parang nakarelax siya, di ba?
Pero totoo
And last na, okay?
Yan, ang tawag natin yan ay lower head. Lower head. This indicates one is hiding something. Yun lang. When you lower your head, di ba?
Okay, thank you so much, Sir Dennis. Okay, that ends our discussion. And now, the question is, what is the purpose of oral language? Okay, because of the problem in our internet connection, medyo malilate sila, kaya we can answer it already na. Okay,
Yes,
so
they can give us their answers through our GC.
yes.
Okay, later on,
may
okay?
answer na dito.
Okay.
Ayan.
May pahabol na. Ayan na.
Oral
habol.
language is very important because this helps us to effectively express our thoughts and ideas, as well as to communicate ourselves to others.
This
okay.
can also help us
Thank
achieve
you,
our goals and
Azlin.
become successful in life.
Okay,
Oh,
that's
very
true.
good, Azlin.
Oral language, sometimes called spoken language skills, provide the foundation for word reading and comprehension. They are the heart of listening and reading comprehension, serving as predictor for both. Okay.
Asli and Azlin, thank you so much.
Yes.
So before we have an activity, I have here first a trivia, okay, or a fact, okay, about this man. Okay, sino to? Okay, this man.
Oo, yan.
Si Konya, no?
Norman King, okay? And Norman King becomes the first college graduate of his small indigenous tribe, the first indigenous Eta to graduate from one of the Philippines' premier state universities. He graduated in 2017 with a Bachelor of Arts degree in Behavioral Science. Okay. King returned to his home island after graduation, where he has dedicated his career to serving the Eta community and promoting awareness of his people with the use of oral language.
That means,
Yes, of course.
Ibig sabihin lang nito na hindi nakikita kung ano ang taong to, yung pagkatao, yung kulay, wala sa balat, wala sa ang
Tribo
edukasyon.
also.
Yes.
Okay, so everybody can communicate effectively if they are to follow all the procedures and of course the characteristics of a good speaker.
Yes. Now let us
That's
check if
king.
you really listened well and fully understood our lesson for today. Let's have a short evaluation. Tama ba? Okay ba?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Now, we have here the illustration na makikita nyo sa ating PowerPoint ngayon.
Or describe mo na lang, Sir Dennis, para
Oo.
sa mga nasa radyo. Ayan.
Yan yung nakatayo. Ganun ba yun?
Nakatayo,
Tama ba?
tapos yung kanyang
Kamay ay
nasa
nakatago
nasa
sa
pocket.
Yan, nasa
Hands
pocket.
on his pocket.
Ano
Hands
ang ibig
in his
sabihin
pocket.
niyan?
Ano
What's
kaya ibig
the
sabihin niyan?
Okay,
Sige,
let
go!
us see. Key in your answers.
Okay.
No, talaga
Yan.
nahuli tayo.
Kaya nga. Yung
Alright.
kamay niya nasa pocket.
Okay.
Ano kayang ibig sabihin niyan?
Keep
Someone
mamuwad magaway,
is
thank you.
hiding his hands in his pocket.
Standing while, tama no? Yung hands niya is inside
Yes.
his
Hands
pocket.
inside
Ano ibig sabihin daw
on
nun?
his pocket.
Okay, very good.
Oh,
Okay.
si
ayan,
Azlin
ayan,
ulit.
Azlin.
Hiding something.
Something, correct.
Dalawa sila.
Okay, next.
Azlin and Azli.
Next.
Yan. Ayan naman, naka-cross yung ano niya.
Okay,
Tama
for
ba?
number 2.
Yung kanyang mga kamay sa mga
Ayan.
nakikinig sa radyo.
Naka-cross yung kamay.
Naka-cross yung kamay
Arms.
sa kanyang
Nakadalawang kip.
Nakadalawang kip kagaya siya.
Nakadalawang
Okay.
kip na makaungit. Okay.
So what does it mean?
What does it mean?
Okay, key in your answer, dear learners, for number 2.
Okay, so ang sagot niya, talaga nahuli tayo.
Oo
Pasensya
nga,
na.
kasi what is the purpose?
Okay,
Ayan, Asli.
makes you look
Defensive.
Okay,
Asli.
Okay, so thank you.
She's-
Maraming salamat ha. Oral language includes speaking and listening. Okay, learners learn about their world as they communicate with others. Oral language skills are an important predictor of later language and literacy development. Yan, ma'am.
Again, if you are struggling to understand some concepts in our lesson for today, please contact your English subject
teacher.
teachers. Okay, on behalf of my fellow grade 7 English teachers, Sir Dennis, Ma'am Ninia, Ma'am Jane, and our technical specialist,
Sir Jasiel Guillermo, and also Sir Mark Bagamas.
Okay, we would like to leave you a quote from Rita Mae Brown. Language is the roadmap of a culture. It tells you where its people come from and where they are
Going.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you guys. Salamat sa pakikinig.
Bye, see you again next Wednesday.
Yes, yes, yes. Bye-bye, grade 7 learners.
Facts and information. Today's learning for you normal with capable teachers whose heart and soul are divine. Delivered knowledge inside your home through 106.3 Dance Radio. Fully dedicated to serve the public in tribute to education, reproduce of radio-based instruction. We are pleased to deliver the utmost aim of education. Only here on 106.3 DWDR-FM. Ito ang